Gotham's Victims Advocate Foundation going on about 12 years now, and during that period neither the police nor the DA's office have properly looked after the victims of crime, especially the ones from the lower economic class. These people have only received justice when it was convenient for the city to obtain it.
Crime. It is as common to a modern-day society as air and water. And as long as there is a group of people who live in want, there will always be individuals willing to do anything they can, rob, cheat, or kill, to satisfy their needs.
Gotham is cursed to always be crime-ridden. Gotham is cursed to always be crime-ridden. Batman was created in May 1939. It's safe to assume that the world has changed drastically since his conception. I'd argue that it hasn't really changed much. Corrupt politicians, ongoing wars, low wages, starvation. These are all political, sociological issues that still plague our society. The one thing that did change, though, is the access to information.
What I intend to do is increasingly raise the issue of who is patriotic and who is not patriotic, and no longer accept these people hiding behind the American flag, whether destroying the lives of large numbers of Americans and then giving tax breaks to the wealthiest people in America. They don't have enough money to deal with acid rain, but they have enough money to invade Nicaragua. They don't have enough money to provide decently for our elderly and our sick, but they have enough money to continue their nuclear testing. Who is patriotic, who is not? I think it's time for those of us who hold a different point of view to begin to speak up. It's our flag too.
Every human, honorable and lazy, deserves a chance at a well-supported life. A lot of, if not most people, are forced into crime due to life circumstances. It's easy to judge people, especially poor people, if you've never been poor in your life. I believe if everyone had the chance, we would all prove to be stand-up citizens. If this theory were proven true, though, Gotham wouldn't need Batman as much as they'd need Bruce Wayne. To put it plainly, Bruce Wayne can't just use his fortune to fix Gotham for the same reason Superman couldn't stop 9/11. These characters are fictional. If Superman were real, D-Day would never happen. No one would even be scared of D-Day happening.
I felt great joy in your magnificent accomplishments. I've also seen the folly of your wars. As of today, I'm not a visitor anymore, because the Earth is my home too. We can't live in fear, and I can't stand idly by and watch us stumble into the madness of possible nuclear destruction. And so I've come to a decision. I'm going to do what our governments have been unwilling or unable to do. Effective immediately, I'm going to rid our planet of all nuclear weapons.
If Batman were real, he'd have to find a way to outsmart the Court of Owls. If he's the smartest and most talented detective ever, how could he not? How could the world's wealthiest, richest, elitist get away with imposing atrocities on the human race without Batman and the rest of the Justice League doing something about it? This is why a lot of filmmakers are eager to digress Batman, to make him more grounded, so that they can avoid talking about that, telling a story about someone actually doing something about these rich assholes ruining everyone else's lives. Gotham is a wicked city. Throw a rock and you'll find someone with deep family ties to Gotham. kind of like real-life cities. This is why a lot of residents can't find the motion to leave. But it's also the reason why a lot of people get involved with Gotham's social network of crime. Crime is the bread and butter of Gotham. It keeps the lights on, but it also hinders everyone else's ability to lead a healthy life. Batman is the most capable and empathetic person to do this specific job, but there are some things even Batman can't handle himself, like the Court of Owls. The Court of Owls is like the Illuminati, a secret cabal of insanely rich people who've decided for themselves that the world needs them in charge, while the rest of us fight for their scraps. If you ask a cynical Batman fan, there's nothing that can be done about the Court of Owls. Fighting them would be like fighting nature itself. Some stories will insinuate the court's demise by the hands of the League of Shadows or some other organization, but the court is a dirt old organization. Like invasive weeds, they'll just grow back if you don't take them out at the root. So, can Batman ever really save Gotham if the court won't allow it? DC doesn't have the best track record where continuity is concerned. That's why crisis events happen so often, to tell readers that the in-universe laws are changing.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
At first, it was to create content that had more continuity, easier to follow for new readers. But now, it serves as a gimmick for DC to rebrand their Silver Age characters every so often. This is why Batman has been in his 30s to 40s for 85 years now. You'd think the repetitiveness of the resets would make people question if something bigger were at play, but then DC ignores any interest in that story and then you realize it was just nothing. It sends the message that the grand operations of existence are meaningless, that we should daydream about yesterday. Batman's able to be an awesome character when provided with complementary writing. But there are only so many stories you can tell about a billionaire vigilante with good morals before you get all anti-establishment. I'm a firm believer that you should try and help make the future a better place, not just for you, but also for the people around you. As cunning and innovative as Batman is, you'd think he'd be the one person to solve any problem thrown at him. I know some folks don't like to think of Batman as a hero, and honestly, even Batman would never consider himself a hero, seeing as he started his crusade with vengeance in mind instead of being an inspiration. It makes sense because he's a privileged individual born into high-class wealth. But through his adventures on his crusade, he meets a diverse cast of allies and grows more sympathetic as time goes on. Batman is a hero, even if he doesn't admit it. His drive to save people, to never kill, to fix Gotham is honorable and always came from good intentions. His convictions compel us fans to want to see him win, and when he doesn't, it's devastating.
Who's gonna fight crime now? Robin?
Especially when there's no good reason other than nihilism. You're not stupid or naive for thinking Batman could use his wealth and status more. You're just too hopeful. Too hopeful in this cynical, hyper-individualistic world. Batman and his family have proven to not be enough to change Gotham with their vigilantism. They catch the bad guys, lock them up, bad guys break out, create chaos, and the cycle repeats over and over and over again. Because if there's one thing you can take from comics nowadays, is that you are just cannon fodder waiting to die in some rich prick's story. So, what is the point of Batman's mission?
I'm a rich kid with issues. Lots of issues.